despite setting the book in 2021 and making oblique references to it, the author deliberately avoids mentioning the pandemic. Why do you think this is? Well, when I wrote the book, it was obviously 2020, and we were still living in the middle of lockdown and all the effects of that. And I like to set my books in the time that I'm living. So generally, it's the year that the book is going to come out. Obviously, that went wrong for me horribly with All My Lies Are True, because that came out. I wrote it in 2019. I set it in 2020, and in 2020, very little of what happened in the book could have happened in real life. So I had to write almost like a disclaimer at the front of All My Lies Are True to remind people that I had written it at a time where I didn't realize what was coming. With I Know What You've Done, we'd kind of been in that sort of time period for a while, and we were all hopeful that when we got to 2021, things would be different. They weren't. They were actually quite a lot different, but not as different as we'd like them to be. And I wanted to kind of acknowledge what we've all been through, what the collective experience had been. And it had been this thing that had happened with us. But I didn't want to keep harking on about it. I didn't want it to become a pandemic book, but I wanted to show the effects that that time period had on all of us and how we lived and how we thought, and particularly Ray. It has a very big impact on her, but it has an impact on pretty much all the characters as well, and their lives and the things they do and why they do the things they do. So I set it in 2021 in a almost post-pandemic world, not realizing where we'd be. I kind of guessed where we'd be, and it's not too inaccurate about where we are. But yeah, that's why I did it. I wanted to rip off the sticking plaster, as it were, because I know a lot of authors are struggling to know what to do, whether to set it in their books in 2019 or in 2022. And I wanted to get that over with. I wanted to get that worry out of the way, because once you've done it, you can do it again and again and again. And so that's why I decided to do that. But as I said, I didn't want it to become a pandemic book or a book that constantly harks on about what has happened in that time period.